Hari Om. Next mantra, we'll move to mantra 63, divine body. We do talk about this many times. Universal existence, where it's come from, where it's going, how the energy transformed, all these things. And it's all within our bodies. As I told you before about Bindu, so it's like this blueprint of all existence exists for every object or entity in this world. Each of this blueprint within it have all this system of all the creation, yeah? So it's kind of like your DNA have all the code for all your, whatever tendencies, body information you have. Similar, this blueprint, the Bindu, could be for the rock, for the little ant, for tree, for seed, for human, for a lion. It's this blueprint consists within like a map to the universe, basically. Just keep in mind of that, yeah? So mantra 63, divine body. The Sanskrit is Vayana Shakti Chalena Preritam Cha Yatan Raja Yati Bindu Sadakatvam Bhavedivya Vapustada. Translation is, when Rajas is moved by the force of Vayu, it attains union with Bindu. Then the body becomes divine for all time to come. Commentary. The Kundalini Yoga, the process of transformation and self-realization, is achieved through manipulation and awakening of the Prana and Chakra systems, and not through control and concentration of the mind. I just say in previous mantras, reinforce it, that your transformation and self-realization, this enlightenment happened, Kundalini rising, when you awaken your Prana energy chakra system, but not just through control and concentration of the mind. So when you go to typical vipassana retreats or meditation retreats, the main point is there, just quiet your mind or control your mind, which I found absolutely illogical phrasing. So probably you cannot stop your mind, you can control your mind, train your mind. What we're trying to do in yoga is to go through beyond, yeah? And by doing this, you start controlling your prana, because if you're just in your mind, you discard it from everything else. Remember, where your awareness, that's where all your energy and concentration. But then when you learn through that, so your mind is busy thinking thoughts, whatever, but don't do this. Even in your deep sleep, and in your sleep it does. It's process things. It's the computer. If you switch it off, you become unconscious. You just die or become in deep coma sleep. You still will be aware of something, but not on that level. So we need to learn as a yogis to go through that. And very simply, we're doing it by start being aware of our body. When you're aware of your body, you're aware of your energy. When you're aware of your energy, you start controlling it. And by bringing your awareness, so we're using the mind as kind of like a direction, your control room, and we use the body as the root, yeah? So you like a vessel, and you start moving your awareness through the body, and you start awakening your energy, and then through that, your awakening of the prana and chakra system will bring you to self-realization. The above mantras give an indication of this procedure. We just read it before. Rajas or prana shakti is associated with the sun and has a seat at Manipura chakra. So this is the symbol of the blazing sun in your Manipura. Everything birthed here. It's also everything transformed here. That's why the Kundalini, when you kind of activate this, you need to activate your energy. You cannot just control your lower chakras or high chakras. You have to also enter the energy points, third guna, so it starts moving something somewhere, yeah? And it's just a basic physics law, basically. It manifests as a procreative force in the region of the womb or Satisthana chakra, where it's sustained by apanavayu, the pranic force which normally flows downwards from the navel to the perineum. The different mudras and bandhas of Kundalini Yoga can reverse the downward flow of rajas so that it unites with the sun at Manipura chakra. And if you ever done Kriya Yoga, basically most of them first, 10, 15 Kriyas, they all directed on just waking up this and redirected it. And then what they say, do a lot of bandhas. We do Mahabandha and all other bandha, Bindu. We do 7 gates, all this stuff to reverse that. We're just creating like a vacuum up, or around the Manipura or up of it, and we're reversing it. It's also we taking our lotus or any position when you're cross-legged, in reversing the energy. You also do inversion for that too. And the first kriya, when you start doing kriyas, it's actually inversion. Yeah, the Viparit Karanya Mudra, it's inversion. In this way, the storehouse of prana at Manipura is gradually activated and awakened by the force of rajas. Then, by further techniques of Kundalini Yoga, the awakened prana or rajas is directed into Sushumna, where it rises upward with great force and merges with the Bindu. This process can be equated to the awakening of Kundalini Shakti at Manipura. Therefore, it's said that with awakening of Kundalini at Muladhara, the prana Shakti rises upwards like drizzle, but when Kundalini awakens from Manipura, it arises in a gush. And that's a very big difference to say. It will be experienced differently. That's what it's trying to say. And those experience when you Kundalini rising and you just feel something waking up and you start feeling some energies, and so it's kind of mild. It could be, you can experience it deeply, especially because it's the first experience usually, awakening of Kundalini. So you can experience it more kind of mentally, yeah, psychologically, emotionally, deeper than actual physically. But what they're trying to say is, but the moment the Manipura activates, there's such an energy when people physically, literally, they rise up. So they're like lifting from the ground in this kind of experience. Very profound, could be scary. In the same time, you need to understand what you're doing, yeah? So it won't be a negative experience. With the merging of rajas with the sun or prana at Manipura, the awakening of Kundalini becomes established and ongoing. The Kundalini awakening, which takes place from Muladhara, is never permanent. You see, from Muladhara, you might have this experience sometimes and then it's kind of dissipate again, what they're trying to say. But with Manipura, we talked about this before in previous mantras, this is when the monks say, okay, this is permanent. So if you awaken on the Manipura level, you have this profound experience and it will kind of stay on that level. Yeah, it's less probable will drop down back again. The prana Shakti rises upward for a short distance and then falls back down again time after time due to the gravitational pull of material identifications and associations, and because of your ego as well. There is not sufficient force to push through the major instinctive and karmic barriers formed by the lower psychic centers. However, once the Kundalini force is awakened from Manipura chakra by the merging of rajas with the sun, there is no further falling back, and rajas rises unimpeded up the Sushumna to unite with Bindu. And I don't know what else I should add to this, so it's very specific and descriptive. And we might believe in this, we might say it's probably truth, because whoever writes this commentary, they have confirmation of numerous gurus and students, participants, sadhakas who experience this and practice that. But the union of rajas with Bindu, the body is said to become divine for all time to come. The body that is divine for all time must be totally rejuvenated as well as immortal. Mantra names divine body, that's in the sense of that the moment you awaken it, it's become divine. It's not just like it's become, like in our understanding with all the saints, the bones of which are saved for hundreds of years and people pilgrim to them. I understand the moment you waking up that on the level of Manipura, you've always been. So it's not, you're nothing different from what you've been before it's awakened and the moment it's been awakened. It's kind of like for us, we need to put this threshold here, like people have to do it here. But in a sense, you cannot say that, yesterday or the moment, the 5 minutes before the Kundalini awakened the Manipura level, your body wasn't divine. You've always been divine. And that's why I told you about the Bindu. Everything, not even your body, anybody's, any rock, any piece of wall, anything is divine in that sense already, by definition, because it already exists in this existence. It cannot exist without divine, creating it. Yeah. Divination of the body refers to the process of cellular elimination, which has been an aspect of Kundalini Kriya Yoga from ancient times. Bindu, in the form of semen and ova, has the power to create as well as to sustain. If it is retained and redirected back to its source, then it has the power to rejuvenate the entire system. That's what I told you about this blueprint. Yeah, everything can recreate from the start. If Rajas is united with Bindu at the reproductive level, then new life is produced. And it's just explanation how that created the life for you. However, if this union takes place in a higher region at source of Bindu, then these combined fluids or forces give birth to the manifest divine or spirit body, which is non-decaying and immortal. It's just what's happening on different levels, how it's creating different on different levels creation. Yeah, so we create a human being baby on that level, but you merge it in the Bindu higher state. You're creating this on the cellular level shine body, which becomes spiritual. Yeah, basically what we call saints through history. Yeah, on our planet, and always people just explain and even draw the saints. If you ever go to church, any scriptures in any religion, you see this kind of golden glow or nymph around the head or something. What is that? It's this glow, yeah? And this is basically on our level of prana body, we can explain it's the aura shines of these people. Everybody have auras, but level of your strengths of your Nadi channels, I told you all this 720, whatever, Nadi channels we have, when they all activated and the energy flows with a big energy, with any force throughout everything, when we activate our Bindu, become awakened, it's so strong current, like charge, that it's even glow physically. Yes, you can see the aura. Sometimes you can see auras, others, but they have kind of like a color. But when it's in that level, it's such a pure white. And that's why also in whole mythology, traditionally, somebody who have this glow, like white color hair, white silver or golden glow, the skin glow, hands glow, maybe it was something like a witchery, describe that, but it's that as well. So, and these people were something like a little bit beyond, like a saint, yeah, like all like a gurus. So physically you can achieve that, and it could be explained by this, by the Nadi channels just start glowing from this overwhelming energy field that you are awakened. The Shiva Shamita states, know that the seminal fluid is the moon and the menstrual fluid is the sun. It is necessary to unite the two within one's own body. In fact, I, Shiva, am the seminal fluid and the menstrual fluid is Shakti. When the two are united in the body of a yogi, he attains a divine body. This is basically summarizing this, that your semen, the moon, the Shiva, the Shakti, the menstrual fluids, the sun, united, it's your white Bindu, red Bindu united, and you will, within your body, within your physical existence here, right now, become divine body, become enlightened. As simple as that. Good luck. Hari Om.